in my short span of life in the world, like, it's already been crazy. Like, I had some pretty bad, good, and just plain out fucking weird incidents, especially with crazy people. And if you saw the title of this video, I am going to be telling you the story about the crazy guy at the bus stop. So this story takes place like 2 years ago, and I was like 13, and I was walking to my first bus stop to go to my city to get back home because I was going from the gym. And the reason I went so far away from the bus all the way to another, it's because it was only one 24-hour fitness that was close to me that you have access to go to, and two is my neighborhood was bad. Like, you could hear gunshots outside the window for like twice a week, and it was so bad that I had to move. But that has a whole other video and a whole nother topic. If you guys want that video, comment below, because that story is crazy, dude. But as I was saying, that's one of those two reasons I always went to the gym like every day except the weekends, and I would take the bus there and go back. But this one particular day, I went on a weekend, which was Saturday, which was a huge problem, and you'll see why in a second. So I went to the gym at like 6 that day, which was kind of bad because it meant I'll get home dark, which really isn't good when you live in a terrible neighborhood. Plus, my mom wasn't comfortable with that. And the reason it was a problem that I went Saturday was because every time after I got off my first bus, my mom would pick me up and take me home before she went to work, so I don't have to go through all the trouble of taking a second bus home. But my mom works like 24 hours on Saturday, so her taking me home was not an option. So after the gym, I have to take 2 buses. Plus, another problem was that in Saturday, the bus schedule is just so much worse. Like, the buses take longer and everything is just messed up and bad. So there I am in the gym going to get my stuff, and then when I leave, I arrive at my first bus stop. I literally had to wait like an hour and a half to wait for the stupid bus to come. So it's like 7:30 now, and eventually the bus comes, and I took that bus ride, and that was like another 30 minutes. But I got off the bus and waited at my last bus stop to get home, and that bus takes like an hour or so. Like, it's normal for it to take long to get there. And when the hour passes, I'm getting more worried because of my curfew to get home max is 9:30, or my mom would get angry at me. Another thing is the legal age for me to be out at this age max is 10 p.m. So I'm scared that a cop will pull me over and assume if I'm doing some weird shit. So I'm just waiting and praying that nothing goes down, but I was wrong. So I was hungry, aching for a snack to get me through this wait. So my bus stop was like in front of a gas station. So I walk in there and I get some snacks. I get some delicious Twizzlers, some Takis, a Pop-Tart, and like a Coke or something. I'm like really happy after I get my food because I can eat something to calm myself down. So when you sit back down on the bus, I was just scrolling on my Instagram on my phone, and then this guy just pops out of nowhere. He was like, "When does the bus come?" And I said, "Oh, it's coming in like 25 more minutes." And then all he said was, "Thanks, dude." And then he just started like yelling and screaming. Like, you can tell he had some of that good cushion with system before he came and talked to me. And then he just walks away. And I was just like, wow, he was interesting. Fast forward not even 5 minutes later, yet I hear this screaming again, and I swear on literally everything I love, he came with a fucking chainsaw. He was like a kid, and when he stepped closer to me, I'm in like full panic mode. So I kind of scooted away from him, and he just took the chainsaw, revved it, and put it on like an electric box, and just walks away screaming and spazzing out again. So now I'm getting like scared and annoyed because I'm like, okay, you came back with a chainsaw. What are you gonna bring back now? A goddamn AK-47? And the lady in the gas station called the cops because he didn't come back for a while. And to be honest, I was thinking about calling the cops myself, but I was like, this guy seems in a bad mood and I don't want to make his life worse. But I was still scared. But turns out when I turned around, like, cops drove in the driveway, and then they tell the guy to come here. Like, they just yell at him, and he just appeared out of nowhere screaming like he did with me. Then he says something like, "I don't have any more fucking drugs, dude. Leave me alone." And then he just started like shaking and spazzing up again more and more. And then out of nowhere, he just starts charging at the cop like a stupid idiot. Like, bro, that cop has guns on him and like fighting mode too. And then it's like like a full up show. I'm watching, I got my snacks, and I'm just waiting to see what happens. And then I'm like just 10 yards away, so it's like I have some VIP seats. You got people stopping their cars mid-road, pulling out their phones and all, just to see what happens. So when the guy charged at the cop, he like took out like his taser gun or whatever. For a minute, I thought it was a real gun. So I'm like, oh my god, am I about to witness someone getting murdered? Wow, that's interesting. But turns out it was just a taser gun, but it was still so surprising. The guy started charging at the cop. The cop kept giving him warnings like, or he was gonna shoot, which is lucky because some cops, they will just start shooting without warning. But when the guy got close to the cop, he shot him and he screamed so loud. It was so loud. I think about that scream still after 2 years, and then the cops just arrest him. But the guy was still spazzing out, and he was spazzing out so bad, like the cops couldn't even contain him. So they had to call backup just to get the guy in the cop car. Like they had to carry him in there, and they all just drove away. So I went back in the gas station to get more candy for the next day, and the lady was just shocked and was acting like she was scarred for life, and then was like, be careful out there. And then my bus came and I got the hell out of there. I never even told my mom what happened after all this time, and I do hope that that guy is okay and finally got some help. But yeah guys, that's the story. Hey guys, Zemir here. Thank you guys so much for making it to the end. And again, the support on my last video is like, wow guys, you are really nice on the support. Just thank you so much for the comments and liking the video. By the way, follow my Instagram and Twitter. I'll be answering texts for the next hour because a lot of you guys are just curious about what I use and stuff, or how do I animate and all that. So make sure you text me on there. Links will be in the description below. We're almost at 300 subscribers, so let's try and get that before the end of June, or maybe even earlier if we can. And that's it guys. Thank you guys for watching, and goodbye.